Well, I'll tell you, the more I use them, the more I like them. And what I'm talking about is an all-in-one integrated grab-and-go tactical vest. You have seen me wearing them, using them in vigorous shooting situations in the Nutnfancy Project videos, and this is yet another example and a tabletop review of such a system to help flesh out my tactical gear playlist for my civilian sheepdogs, my law enforcement viewers, and my military viewers. This right here is a 511 mesh large plate carrier, and here it is in the catalog. This is, of course, the supplement to the excellent Brigade Quartermaster site. By the way, I love Brigade. They do military discount if you order through AAFES. I've told you guys that. Great insert. This is all the 511 tactical gear, and this is the large plate carrier. Catalog number, at least with them, RRB 112. Romeo Bravo 112. There's the price. Actually fairly affordable for what you're going to get. I'll explain that. What's the POU on this thing? Well, kind of like my Crossdraw vest review that I did with you guys earlier, and I remain a huge fan of the Crossdraw vest given its limitations, which I spoke to. But this is a great application for first a military user. If you're in a vehicle operations and you don't have to carry a heavy loadout of ammo, it's a viable option. Also, if you're a civilian sheepdog and you go into a WROL or without rule of law situation, and for those doubters, it's happened before, it will probably happen again. No, I do not recommend us going into WROL. In fact, I work very hard to prevent that in my jobs, and I'm a big supporter in a peaceful society, and no one loves peace more than the soldier. That's a fact. I've talked to that before. But to say that WROL will never happen and that we'll always live in a situation where law and order will prevail, truth, justice, and the American way will always be there, not realistic. As such, it may behoove you someday to provide your own security, as has happened before. Witness Katrina. Okay, and that's why most guys have guns like this. I'm talking to my civilian audience now. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that. For you to have a viable defensive option as a civilian is part of being an American, to me. And no, it does not lead to vigilantism. It does not lead to shootouts in the streets. Quite the opposite. You should pray that someone in your neighborhood has stuff like this to prevent you from getting attacked should WROL prevail. Heaven forbid. I'll talk more to that in future videos. Actually, I'm kind of debating whether I should or not. It's just going to be such a controversial subject. But back to POU. I'm going to classify tactical web gear systems kind of along the following lines. First, I'm going to say whether they're heavy or light. Okay? So, is this a heavy system, light system? To me, tactical carbine, light is 120 rounds or less carried, maybe 3 pistol mags. That's light to me. If you go more than 120 round combat load for carbine, like I'm showing you here, I will say that's a heavy load. You know, maybe like 8 magazines or something. Who knows? That might be appropriate for your mission. I'm talking to my military audience at this point. It just depends. Also, I'm going to classify in terms of whether it's overt or covert. Sometimes you don't want to know or have people see you with the stuff that I show here. Can you conceal it underneath maybe a jacket or something? Okay, I'm saying that might be appropriate. If you go into a WRL situation, again, you guys can call it what you want, I think that accurately describes what could happen, what will happen eventually. I think in that situation, you will scare a lot of people if you're walking around with this. It just depends on the situation. However, sometimes a show of force, like the Rodney King riots down in LA, is appropriate, in which case overt is good. In other words, people can see your armament and your buddy's armament, and they'll say, you know what? Maybe this isn't the best store, the best house to knock over. Let's keep moving on down the street. That's an overt situation. It serves a purpose, and nary a shot was fired. You follow me? In a WROL situation, this is just a little aside, it behooves you to talk your way out of it, to avoid conflict, to de-escalate whenever possible, I am a huge advocate of that. Last resort is if is armed intervention, and that's if you have no other options, seriously. But maybe some preparedness is in order. The 511 large plate carrier, in my opinion, would be classified as light, covert, or overt carry. Either way. Let's get into the details. The cool thing about this vest is it has MOLLE webbing on the front and back sides. On the front side, currently, as you have seen in several of my videos already, like shooting the Ruger LCP, I think I wore this when I did the Winchester 1300 shotgun primer vid too. It is very versatile, and that's a big plus of this plate carrier. With MOLLE webbing front and back, I have it reversible configured. On the back, I have it configured for mainly precision rifle or shotgun using the Blackwater pouches. Now, the pouches may or may not be available. Everything is subject to change, discontinuance, price increase, price decrease. What I'm mostly reviewing to is the concept of what I'm showing you. A pouch like these Blackwater pouches on this side of the 511 plate carrier are really versatile. For one, they have interchangeable inserts. This one right now is carrying .308 ammunition in elastic loops, which, how you doing, are Velcro detachable. I like that. Now, the Velcro closures on these pouches are not super strong. I'm still working with them. But overall, it's a good system. And the beauty on those little Blackwater pouches is you can pull those inserts out, and they also come with shotgun inserts. Isn't that special? See, that one's configured for shotgun use. So it's the same pouch. I just can Velcro in and out whatever I need. And to be honest, this vest is set up for reviewing purposes. Because no matter what I'm reviewing, I have it ready. I can wear the same vest. You know what? I'm going to go shoot shotgun. Rock and roll. Grab the 511 vest. I'm ready to carry ammunition. I'm going to shoot precision .223 carbine. Okay. Ready for that too, because generally off the bench, I want to be shooting out of a 20-round magazine. And also on the shotgun precision rifle side, I have 20-round Blackwater pouches. Don't get wrapped up in the brand, by the way. You can find 511 pouches that fit this as well. And they'll match better, because this is kind of a lighter OD coyote brown, more of a flat dark earth brown that the 511 brand uses. But see, now I'm set up for that SPR. Nice. And at all times, and on both sides, I'm carrying some pistol mags. These are not full right now, but here I have two double stack mag pouches, our magazines, ready to rock and roll as well. Nice. That's the versatility I'm talking to. Also, I've configured it to leave an open spot right here. It's just carrying the Nutnfancy patch right now. But I will swap that SERPA pistol holder from side to side as needed. Here we see a Glock 17 riding in the outstanding, how you doing, Blackhawk SERPA CQC holster. I love these holsters. I talked to them a little bit in my shotgun primer vid, told you a couple safety tips on them, but you've seen me use them. Also in Armed Serenity, great holster. I love them. They're quick retention. They snap, click, so it's very tactile and audible when the gun locks. They do come in these cool colors. Good luck. They're hard to find in these coyote brown, by the way. And you also have to buy this platform attachment to MOLLE gear separately. But it's a lightweight, secure, waterproof system. I love it. And like I said, I can detach it from the side, swap it around to the other side. Always have my Glock in the same location for muscle memory. One-stop shopping. Love it. Now this side is more configured for tactical carbine, .223 variety. 4 30-round mags. I said initially 120-round mags is kind of anything below that's light, and here I'm having 4. I would still kind of classify this as a light load. I kind of think of a heavy load as 6 or more 30-round mags. Like I've told you guys though, each loaded GI magazine is not light. Count on a pound. So it's 1 solid pound for those loaded up. But nice pouches. Some guys like the open top pouches, and these again are the Blackwater brand. Don't know if they're still being offered. And 511 has some excellent pouches themselves. Here again in their catalog. You see them, they have double stacked with cover. They have open topped as well. And I was going to say a lot of guys like the open topped. You will see a lot of soldiers over in Afghanistan and Iraq running the open top pouches. Why? Because they're faster and they don't have to fool with a flap, and in my opinion they're in a desert environment. They don't have snow, rain, well they do have rain, but they're not constantly getting hammered with precipitation, generally speaking, and therefore open top pouch is maybe more of a viable option with a retention strap of some kind. Myself, in a four-season environment where snow, ice, water is prevalent, I kind of like a closed top pouch. And the advantage of that too is it's going to keep your mags clean and more secure, perhaps, depends on the design. The disadvantage would be you're going to lose a little bit of speed in the draw, unless you practice with it. And you saw in Armed Serenity, that's what we do. We practice with them. A couple MOLLE strips here if you want to attach further gear. I kind of like to keep the slim profile of my vests whenever possible in a possibly covert light system. I don't want to go too thick. This is a system, by the way, that would conceal very nicely under a jacket. And actually, and in fact, you saw it conceal very nicely under that Cabela's ghillie suit. This is a system. Actually, no, I was wearing that other one, but it swung just like it. It concealed nicely. And here's my mag pouches. Here on this side, I've got 3 magazines for the Glock or whatever pistol you decide to run. Maybe a Beretta 92. XD, 1911, doesn't matter, you can run them up here. And I will tell you from having used this rig a fair amount, it balances nicely. Much better than I thought it would. I thought it'd be a little bit top heavy. Doesn't. How's the construction on the 511 plate carrier? I like it. One reason I like it is because it's mesh. In a hot environment, I am a huge fan of mesh construction, whenever possible actually. And that means that if we're not running rifle plates or soft armor inserts, which I'll show you here in a second, you're going to have a lot more ventilation and a lot more comfort. And comfort is key. If you can minimize your exertion level, whatever you're doing, you'll thank yourself. So let's look inside actually. These have zip pockets, this 511 vest, for the insertion, like I was mentioning just a second. Hang on, sorry for the tilt. For the insertion of armor plates. You can run rifle plates as you want. Refer to my rifle plate video, and I talk about the mobility versus firepower considerations that a smart operator will consider before he decides to up armor to rifle plate, which generally weigh around 8 pounds apiece. I think I'm on the wrong side here. Let me flip it over. Or you can go soft armor, and that's currently what I have this vest configured for. I like the zip pockets too. Very nice. These are actually Class IIIA soft body armor from Diamondback Tactical. And here's the catalog number. And I think I showed you guys this before. It's CAT-FAPC. These are the inserts. They are designed for their Battle Lab Fast Attack plate carrier, which is also a very outstanding plate carrier, albeit solid material and very expensive. Actually, not very. That one's only $129. That's kind of reasonable. Some of their plate carriers, or their vests, are very expensive, albeit top-notch quality. You will have to be a bona fide military or law enforcement user, obviously, to acquire body armor like this. And yes, I use this in duty use. Also, inside the 511 plate carrier is a Velcro attachment system for a sternum plate. This one from bodyarmor.com. What that does is if you take a hit in the chest, it will prevent the collapse of your chest cavity or the damage to your internal organs, even though no penetration was achieved by the round. These are very lightweight, very compact, very comfortable. In basically every video you have seen me do in my running guns, Armed Serenity, Sniper Prime, shotgunning, I have worn these armor inserts. And they're so comfortable you forget about them. So what I've done is opted for more mobility versus more firepower, i.e. in this situation, armor protection. You troops over there though, as you know, a lot of your units do require you to wear rifle plates, whatever brand, whatever style they are. And it's just part of your uniform. That's how it is. So it just depends on what your mission is, what your bosses are going to let you do. Civilians, again, I'm kind of talking to my military and law enforcement audiences to a large degree here. Let's take a look at the attachment system on the 511 large plate carrier. There is a Fastex buckle on one side, and I truly think the vest was designed for one-way wear. In other words, they planned on you probably configuring this side, since the Fastex buckle is right here, and they were never thinking that, you know what, users are going to be swapping them around. I would actually like them to reposition the buckle, maybe, well, not in the middle, but maybe just a little bit further, because I tried to snap the buckle when I had it reversed for a precision rifle shotgun. Didn't work so well. I found that the quickest way to don this vest and to get it off is to keep the Fastex buckles attached, snapped up, and just loosen these buckles here. That way you got a nice loose vest, and just like a t-shirt, you just put it right over your clothing. Works great that way. Now, I show 223 carbine pouches. If you guys are AK fans, and I know there's a lot of you out there, that is a viable option as well. And there's a lot of MOLLE pouches from different manufacturers that will fit this vest as well. The disadvantage of those AK pouches, and I will do a separate tabletop, AK versus AR-15. You know that's coming, and I will be objective about it as best I can. But notice the curvature on an AR M4 magazine is relatively straight. Not so much with an AK mag. That's a Tapco version right there. But you can see it has a lot of curvature. That's a disadvantage if you decide to go covert with a system like this. Instead of straight up and down mags, you got this big banana mag you're going to have to find a way to conceal. Doable, but it just takes a little bit more thought. Overall, the 511 plate carrier is an affordable system. Now, once you add pouches to it, let me click back in the mothership, the tripod, sorry for the bounce. Once you add pouches, of course you're going to add more cost. To be truthful though, I bought these pouches on clearance from tactical.com, and I think I paid $7 a piece. Actually less than that, maybe $5. Don't get excited, they're probably all gone now, but I gave some of y'all a heads up of that. You can find good deals of that like that if you scour the favorite places. Always look to my gear links on my channel page. I try to keep those current, and those are my favorite places I like for gear and to save money. But in summary, the 511 vest is versatile. You can see I have it set up for a variety of uses, and even with the loadout that I'm showing you here, it's relatively lightweight, very streamlined, quick to don, quick to get off. If you want to have more ventilation, you can take those armor inserts out in a hot environment and ventilate up. That's a great option, and it is pretty darn affordable. Great option. This is Nutnfancy signing off. I'm sure I forgot a lot of stuff, but that's a good intro primer to 511 tactical gear. I think they make some really good stuff, and they're trying to keep their prices down too, which I really appreciate. Buy it through them if you want. I love Brigade as well. Nutnfancy out. Thanks, guys. See ya!